Title: The Deep Below. It was supposed to be a routine 6-week stint on the oil rig Mistral, nestled miles away from civilization in the desolate expanse of the North Sea. The crew was small, a mix of grizzled veterans and rookies eager for the big payday. Among them was Alex, a fresh-faced engineer, barely out of school, with dreams of a quick climb up the ranks. The rig itself, though massive and imposing, was their home for now. The steel structure creaked and groaned against the waves, its engines humbling in the way they swallowed the roar of the sea. But soon, the strange occurrences began. It started with the sound. At first, it was a distant thud, like something heavy slamming against the hull. But after a few days, it became more rhythmic, a pulse, almost like something alive. Alex chalked it up to the rig's mechanical vibrations, a harmless quirk of the machinery. But the crew was nervous. "The deep's restless tonight," said Greg, a seasoned welder who had worked these waters for over a decade. He spoke in whispers, eyes darting around as if the shadows themselves were listening. At night, the rig felt colder than usual. The temperature dropped inexplicably, and the sounds, those deep, resonant thuds, grew louder. Alex could hear them through the walls of the control room, vibrating in his bones. The crew's sleep grew fitful, faces drawn and tense, eyes wide when they thought no one was watching. One evening, after a long shift, Alex found a strange figure standing at the edge of the rig's outer platform. It was silhouetted against the dark water, staring down into the abyss below. The figure was tall and slender, its movements jerky, unnatural. "Hey, you all right?" Alex called, stepping forward. The figure turned slowly, its face pale and featureless, save for the deep, hollow eyes. But there was something else, an overwhelming stench of decay, like something long dead had crawled its way back to life. Before Alex could react, the figure vanished into the darkness, leaving nothing but a faint, rippling disturbance on the water's surface. Alex didn't sleep that night. The thudding was relentless, and the air was thick with a tension he couldn't shake. He ventured to the lower levels of the rig to check the generators. But when he stepped into the hallway, a chill crawled across his skin, and the sound of dragging footsteps echoed through the metal corridors. He wasn't alone. Rounding a corner, Alex froze. There on the floor lay a lifeless crew member, his body twisted at an impossible angle, eyes wide open in horror. But what made Alex's stomach churn was the faint, wet footprints leading away from the body, disappearing into the darkness. His breath hitched. A voice, deep and guttural, rasped through the silence. "He's not the first." Alex's mind raced. He turned to run, but the shadows stretched and reached for him, as if the rig itself were alive, hungry. He stumbled back, bumping into the control panel. The lights flickered, the thuds from below intensifying into a deafening roar, as if the sea itself were crashing against the rig with a monstrous fury. The next morning, the crew found Alex. He was standing at the edge of the rig, staring into the ocean, eyes vacant, like he had lost something to the depths. When they called his name, he turned slowly, but the fear in his eyes had been replaced with something else, something hollow. He never spoke again. No one on the Mistral ever did. The oil rig was abandoned a month later, its crew never fully accounted for. The official report listed a mechanical failure and dangerous weather conditions as the cause, but the truth was known only to the ones who had been there, and perhaps to whatever lurked beneath.